resignation of Kathy Benton as an assistant middle school track coach effective immediately. Motion made by Matt Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Call roll please. Stahl?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Campbell?
Yes.
Carrera? Yes. Gilbert?
Yes.
Wakeman? Yes. Need a motion to terminate Nick Veely as an at-will paraprofessional and coach effective September 29th, 2025.
Probably stop it now and then look around.
I'm sure you guys are fine.
Shared the strategic plan scorecard with you. We did our strategic plan, got it updated last year. So I went through and just kind of made note of some things within that, as I did last year with the document. Showing things that we've accomplished, things that are in progress, and then if there's nothing there, it's something that we haven't started yet, but it is a multi-year plan. So I think that we're making good progress for the first quarter of that. Does anybody have any questions about the strategic plan or anything we got going on there? October is, as it is every October by proclamation of the state, is Principals Month. So we've got a great group of principals, and I just want to kind of take a moment to recognize them and show my appreciation for them. We've got a couple of our principals will be heading off to the state conference in Peoria next week, I believe that is, which is always a lot of good stuff there. So if you get an opportunity, just tell them thank you. Tell them they're doing a good job, give them coffee or something. Tentative tax levy. This is not the month for the tax levy, but I wanted to go ahead and touch base on that this month really quickly. Next month we'll do the tentative tax levy and then do the final tax levy in December. I just went to the yearly training up in Peoria last week. Got a lot of good information. We're starting to get our initial EAV calculations. I'm projecting maybe about a 6, 7, 8% increase, but I also know that that's not an exact science, so I'm going to say again that we need to do a balloon again this year. So I'm just going to throw out a 20% balloon levy. Again, with the balloon levy, it's not saying that we're going to raise everybody's taxes 20%, but you're going to levy for that amount of an increase so that we are able to capture all the money that we will be entitled to, so that we're not leaving anything on the table. Taxes will get collected one way or another. It's not going to change anybody's payments, but we want to make sure that the school district gets what it is due. So we're going to be following that. We'll do the truth and taxation hearing again. More info about that next month. Facilities updates, just go through a few things with this real quick. Bus barn project's moving along.
Can I back up one
Yep.
quick second? Do you feel like with your recent training on that and the meeting with all the superintendents, you feel like they all pretty much are on board with doing that now at like a 20% just to capture everything, or are there some that are still remaining?
Nobody remains.
Stagnant?
Everybody balloons it.
Okay.
From the people I have talked to, because they said that
You're
if you
gonna
don't,
miss something.
you're gonna lose out.
Okay.
And they said, like it says, like you could balloon it 50%. It really doesn't matter. You're only gonna get whatever the
Yeah.
increase is.
Okay.
So if it only goes up 6%, then we will only realize a 6% increase to our EAV. But if it goes up 7% and we levy for 6%, we're only gonna get 6%.
Right.
That 1% that's out there will go somewhere else. So we don't want to risk that.
Okay. I just kind of wanted to see what you were seeing out there in the world.
Yeah, everybody's a little different. Williamsville tells me he does 18% every year. He just does that one. Mount Pulaski, because of their, solar, the grid and stuff like that, said they never really know. So I know they've said, I did 40% this year. He's gonna do about 20% this year. They've kind of went back and forth with it because it's, again, not exact. But usually until those go online, you don't really realize any of the increases to the value. And I'm gonna reach out to the county clerks, their supervisor assessments to say, are we gonna bus barn project's moving along. I know our project manager has had to adjust. He was looking at Blunier first with the structure, but now he's going to Sturdy Mill, because Blunier did not give him the proper prevailing wage, quotes and things. So he was working with somebody from Cleary that is with Sturdy Mill now, and is going to bring us back the project plans for that once he gets those finalized. We did have the engineers out this week, and they were doing the site survey, looking at, so those things are progressing along, just slower than we would like. So I will give you more information once I hear back from him this week.
So still not signed and contracted, right?
I mean, we have contracted with the project
With-
manager, and so he is just trying to get all the parts.
The contract. Okay.
Other facility updates, we continue to have HVAC issues, across the district, but mainly in Illiopolis, just having a heck of a time over there. I've enlisted Hinson Robinson to come out, to take a look at some things, to give them a try. We had some people out once, but we're still seeing issues. I'm hoping that I'm going to meet with some engineers from Ameren next week, because we did a carbon-free assessment with them, and they were going to discuss with us some energy savings things. I also wanted to take a close look at that when we talk. I spoke with him today, to maybe give us some recommendations, or an engineer that we can talk to that can maybe give us, some relief from what we're seeing. And I'm really hopeful in that. We were seeing all kinds of moisture issues this year, especially with those high humidity conditions we had. They're cooling and then not cooling, or they're not responding to latency, from the controls. It's just a mess, so we're just gonna keep hacking away at it and try to get that figured out sooner rather than later, because as we will get into cold temperatures, the hot temperatures will be back here before we know it, and we'll wanna have those same issues again that we've had since we put things in.
The rooms that have it have the new windows also, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
So, and there's no rhyme or reason, like at the high school, we've got a couple rooms that go, they're off the charts. And it's like, okay, well, this one didn't used to do that, but now it is, and now this one's okay. It's like the schedules don't work out, so we just are gonna keep trying to get things figured out and hopefully get it resolved. We are going to do, I got some additional quotes on boiler, services that we needed to do in the agreements. Went ahead and signed with Hinson Robinson. They were considerably cheaper than, others folks that I checked out. And it was, at a low enough rate, I didn't feel like I needed to jump into the board here. It was right within the budget, so they're gonna come out and repair our damaged boilers in Illiopolis. I think they're coming out next week, and then take a look at the high school just to see what additional chemical work and stuff we need here, but then that'll cover us for the whole year of doing the maintenance on those as well. So that will be good. Football field lights, if you've noticed at football games, a couple weeks ago, right before we had the game, we had some issues with some lights, and we had some sparking going on again. So we called Bodine out, they brought a lift out, and while I had him up there checking the connections, which he said had probably just been damaged from wind and things since we got it done the last time, I went ahead and had him put up 4 additional lights that we already had here. Just figured we'd save on the lift and things of that nature, so when you see that come across bills next month, that was the reason for that. I decided I would just, we had some bulbs that I said, if they're looking cloudy, they're gonna go out. So we might as well just take care of them now with something a little more efficient. Great news, ADM grant, we got new word on that back finally. The FFA was awarded $15,000 for the ag department. They're gonna put that towards redoing our welding lab out here. It's been in pretty dire condition for a long time, and they've been working to try to raise money for that and get plans in place. And so they're gonna put that, I believe, towards the ventilation, and redoing the vents there, because the ventilation is not, there's not enough of it for one, and it's very old. They get birds building nests in there and stuff from time to time, so they're gonna try to get a little bit better setup going on, which I think will play well into our Tech Academy welding class too. And also give some of those folks who aren't gonna go into that welding program some welding knowledge while they are within ag mechanics, which would be pretty awesome. I did wanna speak to the Village of Harristown. They invited me, Mayor Jenkins, and then Mrs. Painter and Mrs. Avery, last week, and we had to sit down, and they basically just wanted to reach out and say, hey, we want to just touch base with you and make sure that we're keeping open lines of communication of how we can assist you, how we can help promote the school district, how we can help, if there's things that we can do, grants to look for you guys,
Build new
things to get out on your
subdivisions.
website. And they also mentioned to me that they are going to look at some developments, and they were actually working with a contractor and talking about some developments in Harristown. And I said, that would help us, and they said, well, we just love the schools, and we wanna promote the schools, and we think that's a big draw to our community, but we know we need houses, and we need housing. And so they want to just facilitate that the best that they can, and also for us to help them out any way we can. With that, just keeping them informed and giving them things to put on their website and news to share. So it was a great meeting. We had a lot of good discussion. And they got some exciting things that they're trying to get taken care of. So
Basically, you can't just have exciting things coming here anymore about the casino, pre-season.
no, it's been crickets, and probably will be until I think the next legislative session starts in November. So I've heard mixed things, but everything I've heard has been hearsay and passing, like somebody that just wants to weigh in on the, on it to me and saying it's not happening. And then the next person says, oh, it's totally happening.
I thought we were starting construction in March.
Nobody knows. So, yeah, that's where it's at. So, yeah, Mr. Flynn has not been contacting me either, so that makes me think things are up to standstill.
I think a city board member that's actively like leading the charge against it.
Against it.
Yeah.
I had heard somebody that does the poker machines, maybe in some
Is
of the
also
smaller places,
against it,
is
yeah.
really
He
pushing
has a
against
whole
it.
bunch, yep. Which I think he's gotten that gentleman on board with him, to try to battle back and say it's not fair to the other existing guys, I guess.
Small businesses. So the last thing I heard is it was in Senate committee, and it passed through Senate committee unanimously. And so the next step would be to go to Senate, and if it passes there, they would send it to House committee and then to the House before anything is ratified in terms of the license, and then they would have the option to buy the properties there, the 3 tracts of land. So I'll let you know something if I know something, but I'm not hearing a whole lot. Old business, the International Tractor, we sold that this week to Jeremy Crosby. Mr. Lee, when I contacted him, was very happy to hear he was going to his old neighborhood because his grandfather did used to, in fact, mow the apples with that tractor. And he wants it pretty bad. Jeff Saul wouldn't buy it for him, so he said good luck, and hopefully it keeps on moving. So that was that. In new business, we have the school improvement plans. I recommend you make a motion to accept those for this year.
Do I have a motion to accept the FY '26 school improvement plans? Motion made by Matt Wood, is there a second? Jeff Stahl, call roll please.
Hilbert,
Yes.
Leeper. Yes. Stahl.
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Browning. Yes. Campbell.
Yes.
Pereira.
Yes. And then we need a motion to allow sports boosters to hold their annual Farrell Flat basketball tournament at the Eleopolis campus, January 16th through the 19th of 2026.
So moved. Wait a minute, Gretchen said year two. So
Oh,
two
So now it's
campuses.
NIN.
Oh, sorry, Eleopolis and Diana and Kansas.
Okay.
January 16th to the 19th, 2026. Who so moved? I heard it, but, okay. Lori, the first, who seconded? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Our last meeting, we had a gentleman here with Solar on Earth who was touting a 20% savings for us on our electric bills through doing this community solar program. I had been speaking to a broker we've been talking to from Naya Energy, who was recommended to us from Decatur schools. She's also been working with other school districts on Pleasant Plains, Rural Forsyth. She's been a wealth of knowledge, bless you. And we were actually looking at first a 15% over 3 years, community solar through Nexamp, which I was discussing with her. And she calls me up and it says, you know those deals that I told you that were like very small deals for 50% over 20 years? Yes. And she said, well, one of them came open
Narnia,
Correct.
they're the broker, is it with Nexamp, or who is it with?
No, I can't remember the name of
Okay,
it.
we don't have to
It's
know.
not Nexham, but
Okay.
it is, she said it is a reputable developer that she has worked with. And she said, this is one that I don't cringe when they contact me, if that makes sense. And I said, yeah, that makes absolute sense. She said they do good work, they're not a fly-by-night, they're very well established, so. Yeah, she goes, it will be in Montgomery County too, I believe is where the solar farm is at, and it's almost finished, so.
I don't understand that. I voted yes last month because it's free money. How are we getting saved? We're saying we're getting some of our power, or some of the power this solar farm is generating on the grid. We're purchasing that in a credit form, basically.
It generates credits, they provide us with the credits, and then that goes on our Ameren bill, and then we pay them for the credit, so they take care of the bill, but then basically we're getting our bill for 50% of what the bill says, because of how the credits work, and they are bound by law to give away a certain amount of these credits because of the way it is, the way it's written.
Structure. I still,
They pay
that's
our
why I
bill.
asked him last
They pay our bill.
time.
Apply the credits, and then we turn around and send them whatever.
Correct, we pay them what they paid.
And we're locked in
They're
there
saying
for 20 years.
50% less than what our current Ameren
Correct.
bill is for the next 20 years. And it doesn't,
With 180
it doesn't matter what the Ameren rates do,
No, because the Ameren rates will be the Ameren rates. and-
but it's still the 50% off the overall bill.
And we're not.
Exactly, so don't worry, like if rates go up and down, we still pay that rate
Right.
rise, but
Yeah.
you're doing
But it's
50%
still
of what it is.
50%,
Exactly.
no matter what.
So it's still gonna go up, but
Right.
it just won't go up,
So what we
it's big.
turn around and pay them is less than the 50%, but still. We pay them 50%.
We'll pay them 50% of the bill, but they apply the credits to the bill.
Remember his little diagram last month, it was like, if you had $20,000 bill, and then you're gonna show a $10,000 credit on it, but then we're gonna turn around and pay Narnia instead of, not Narnia, I did it again,
Not-
whatever they're called.
We would pay Ameren 10,000.
We
won't
pay
pay
Ameren, they pay,
You pay the solar company.
They
pay
cover
solar.
our applying credits.
But it still makes no sense to me, I don't know where the money's coming from.
And it's very similar to what we do with our natural gas and electric. Like we pay a bill to Ameren, but it's Constellation, or it's NRG, or it's, one of these companies that is the power plant, basically. And so we lock in a rate through Narnia, or whoever we use. We kind of do that then with this community solar. But, we're paying NRG or Constellation, not,
Backing the bus up a little bit, over the last conversation we had with the Jonas here, anybody can remind me, because if you got this whole group that's utilizing this one spot, and if somebody bows out and leaves, wasn't there something to where everything can be adjusted to where we can actually end up losing? I swear that he was talking about, because if you have a package of people going from one solar array, and then all the credits are being divvied out, but if somebody leaves or something happens, or like, we understand that if natural disaster happens to that site, like it does in the road, everybody's SOL for the time being, you're paying what you're paying because it's not producing. But if something detrimental were to happen to that, they can take their very little time fixing it, it could be a year, it could be 2 years, so for 2 years, we could,
But we have our 180-day out.
yeah.
from time, so not from time of contract. That's what, the 180 day out, is that just from the time of signing the contract?
It's at any time.
No, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
So if you had 20 years and we say we want out of this, we just gotta give them 180 day notice.
Yeah.
And regardless, we still would be paying the same bill we would have been paying originally.
We just don't get the discount.
Completely understand, I just, like you said, I wanna make sure the contract is.
Well, and we don't have a contract in hand yet.
That's what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying.
For sure,
Once
that
the
would be a
lawyers
thing.
go over
But
it,
that's me be interested, does the contract state 50%, or does it state
It
it's
will.
based upon whatever variables?
Some calculation that nobody understands.
Yeah, it will be 50%, just like the other one said 15 or 20% that we had. They just fill that in, and it's 15%.
hospitals to
understand
keep
that.
getting their money.
I understand, it's like, I just, me being me, government, just, everything's free money right now. It's just-
And something that, you know, when I was speaking to Becky Thompson, who's with Nadia, you know, I said, what's the, you know, cause I'm a bit of a skeptic too on things. And I said, so tell me about this. So I'm trying to throw different scenarios out, and she basically laid it down like this. Listen, it doesn't matter who's in office. It doesn't matter what program's out there. The fact of the matter is, our dependence on electricity is going up. And with all these, you know, like our data systems and our other things, and that takes a lot of electricity. But our supply is not going up to match that. So we have to have supplemental power regardless of whether you like this, that, or the other.
Say what you want.
So, she said,
I can put a coal burner in and more power plants that you don't need solar arrays or windmills. But, you know what, if we're getting free money, we're getting free money, that's all I gotta say.
So my only question was, there was a sheet in here on that presentation she gave you for natural gas, so we switches to get natural gas. Current.
that'll be the next motion to discuss, which will be, I can talk about that now unless you guys wanna take action on the community solar first.
I wanna maybe change it a little bit and just, I think we're all sticking on the terms. So maybe to motion to enter into a 20-year agreement through Nadia Energy for community solar as presented pending contract review and verification of the terms. And 100-day cancellation or 180-day cancellation or something like that. So I think that has us all sticking to making sure we can get the heck out in less than 12 months if needed. Right? And then can I have a motion?
Okay, so I didn't.
Pending, so like, what'd you say in yours?
Pending verification of the terms.
See, I think we're being redundant. That's the
I think that's
contract
the
review.
contract review.
Your superintendent knows what you're looking for.
Okay, don't forget the 180
I
days.
wrote it down.
That's her deal breaker.
That's my deal breaker.
I asked her that like 10 times.
Okay,
And so I said, I will be looking for that when the contract comes through.
yes.
Okay, now, wait a minute. You said 180 days, this says 18 months. There's a difference.
Okay.
Your
18
recommendation
months.
says 18. Which one is it?
If my recommendation is 18 months, that's what it is,
To get out?
to get out,
I don't
yes.
know about that.
Whatever it was on the 20%, it's the same as the last one we're on, it's the exact same cancellation.
Oh, no, it was
charge.
180.
Was it 180?
When that guy came
Yeah.
in was 180.
Yeah, because we could get out.
I can go check.
I was like,
Like,
Richard just listened, she said it was last week.
It's 180 days, yeah.
No matter which.
Yeah, I said we could
whether
be out in
it's
6
refi
months.
Or whatever,
Yeah.
it was 180.
Yeah, so that would be the verification that it's
Okay.
180.
If it's 18 months, are we gonna turn down 50% savings? Because we were gonna do, I mean, that's pretty standard.
I think we need to.
In reality-
What the attorney's gonna
What's
say,
your-
I
in
wanna
what-
see it all in
What do you
writing.
fail at? I mean, you go back to paying power. and
In
you-
reality, what's gonna cause the contract to break, like, they'd have to come to us with something detrimental that would affect, like, they can't make us pay more than our power bill is.
Right.
All they can do is like, okay, break the contract, they come in and say we're down to 30%. Okay, and we get the 30% credit, and we say we're about, you understand, I don't know what else.
Then you look for a better deal.
Contractual, unless like the lawyer comes
It
up with
takes you a
something.
year and a half to get out of it
Cause
instead of 6
contradiction
months,
on
I
it, you know?
guess, is the, if somebody does come with a better deal, you're a year and a half to get out of it instead
Exactly.
of 6 months. That's the only sticking point, so.
All right, I'm gonna add, pending contract review and verification of exit clause.
Perfect.
There you go.
Motion? You moved?
I missed that.
I just did too.
I will second.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Marshall Zephyr?
She's being quiet, she's over there.
Stahl?
Yes.
This is a, yes. Wood?
Yes.
Browning?
Yes.
Campbell?
Yes.
Guerrero?
Yes.
Hilbert?
Yes.
Leeper? Yes.
Now,
Okay, so, the next part, we currently have an agreement that'll be up in this is the time that we start looking at new rates and things that have, that are coming out with natural gas and electrical, supply. I don't think you guys ever voted on this before, because I think Bob just kind of took care of it. But we have a different energy broker that I want to use. And so then we would need to have a motion to go ahead and enter into a, agreement with them to procure this for us not to exceed the 48 months, from our respective contract renewal dates. They will give us choices for 2-year, 3-year, and 4-year. So far, right now, the 48 months is probably the best, but that's as far out as it goes. So
And they are locked in for a period,
they
like mine at home.
they would be locked
I
in
can
for a
just cancel
while.
whenever, but
Yeah.
you're locked in.
So basically, we don't pay Nania anything. Nania is a broker that gets us in with Constellation or NRQ or whoever they get the best rate with. And then they get a kickback from that company, is how they make their money. So we basically aren't spending anything with them, it's just that.
If it's
they're
right,
kind of the
I get it, it's a good rate.
Yeah.
A better rate than going directly through NRG or whomever.
Correct.
Okay. So motion to enter into an agreement with Nania Energy for natural gas electric supply procurements for terms not to exceed 48 months from our respective contract renewal dates. 1 and 2, Browning for 1, Mr. Hilbert, second. I'll call roll, please.
Wood,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Guerrero,
Yes.
Hilbert,
Yes.
Leeper, yes, Stoll.
Closed bid agreements, I sent you the information, Mrs. Doty reached out to us, about an opportunity for the, to go towards the EF Tours Group, to put some closed bins out. She was just looking for our approval, and we don't know if we would put one on school premises anymore, but I thought just in case we did, it would be nice to kind of have a motion to give our blessing. We're not paying anything, they will give them, X amount of dollars per pound of clothes that they collect in these bins. They'll recycle the clothes, but that money will go towards the kids who are going to go to Europe again, in the near future. What's that?
What?
Divided across all the kids equally they're going? or
Yes,
how?
I believe that's the
Okay.
case, yeah.
And then, the only thing I worry about with this is you drive by the ones in Decatur, Kroger,
Pile
and
up
then
and
it's
look
just
crappy.
piled up. So how we, I don't know how we, yeah, so
So
I
I just let her put them somewhere else.
man, we want it monitored so it doesn't look.
Yeah, I think the one she was wanting to do like in the building, so it'd be during school hours, and they probably have to drop it off or ask her appointment to drop it, but I know the other ones, I think she's looking at Hot Place. And somewhere else, but I think they're gonna check them frequently, so she said she'd help, watch them.
I just didn't know how often this company
Take
picks them
stuff
up.
out of it.
I think they pick everything up and then they schedule like one pickup for the company to come get it, so I think they have to like empty them, and they come pick them up from her
They're
or whatever, yeah.
Oh,
So
so
she'd
they're
be monitoring all, she just wanted to be able to place it and then be able to come collect it, and then
Gotcha.
return it once they're done, I believe.
I was asking, do we be on site? So if she's the one on site doing the pickup, then that's.
Yeah, she'd be
you
able
don't
to
want
all that, like I was keeping an eye on her school day. so.
random people. All right, so motion to enter into an agreement with closed bin is presented pending contract review. Motion made by Matt Wood, is there a second? Second. Lori Campbell, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. One more thing, or no?
That's all I got.
All right, then the next regularly scheduled meeting is for November 19th at 6 PM. I can't believe we're saying November already. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Josh Hilbert, was that right? Matt Wood, second?